Menachem on the Bais, middle of the page, Tanur Rabbanan. Rei Kibri Yisrael. Someone sees graves, Jewish graves. Reimer means comes to a cemetery. We actually say this. Reimer Brachos Daf. Blessed is he that created them in judgment, sustained them in judgment. Kilkalas Chamadin, also provided for them in judgment. Basam es Chamadin, gathered them in judgment. Basalakim Chamadin, and will revive them to stand them up again in the future in judgment. Marbrei the Ravina Masayim b'Mishmei, the Rav Nachman, Yitzchak, I guess. Marbrei the Ravina would conclude the Yedei Mispar Kulchan. He knows the numbers of all of them. And he in the future will revive them and stand them up. Blessed is the one that revives the dead. That's in the bracha that we say, the Mana Lashon in the first page. It has Kibrei Abdika Chavim, non-Jewish graves. Aimer Bushe Imchem, the embarrassment to your mother. Rabbi ben Levi, someone sees his friend after 30 days. Baruch Shachianu B'Kimanav, again, it says the Shachianu. He didn't see his friend in 30 days. Then he sees him, he says Shachianu. It's after 30 days. After 12 months. Baruch Machayim, and then he says, blessed is he who revives the dead. This we don't say to him because we have a problem. The one problem is that you probably spoke to him on the phone. And if you didn't speak to him on the phone, then he's probably not really a friend. Yeah. So this is a problem and how to do this. Amar Rav says, "Eina meis mishtakeach min alev el achar shnei masar chodesh." The deceased, someone that passes away, is not forgotten from the heart until 12 months. Shneman nishkachti k'meis malev. I have forgotten like a deceased from the heart. It's like a lost Eily. And there's a Gemara of Metzia that says that you announce it for the 3 holidays. You announce it after 12 months. You don't have to announce it anymore. Why? It's like forgotten. It's like years. So 12 months it takes to forget. There's 2 things that are connected to us here.
Who was it?
One is
Yaakov went back for his Caleb?
Yeah.
I guess we never
2 things that are connected to us here. One is that the people from the Chevra Kadisha fast on Zayin Adar, right? Once a year they fast. That's tomorrow. And the other thing is Pasha Zachar. You have to say it once a year because you have to remember. And if you mention it once a year, then it's considered remembering. After a year, you forget. So that's two seasonal comments. Rav Papa and Rav Breder Rishah B'Kasli Boercha. Rav Papa and Rav Breder Rishah on the road. Hagabay Rav Chanina Breder Ravika. They meet up with Rav Chanina Breder Ravika. I don't know if Rav Chanina Breder Ravika is on the chart, but Papa and Breder Rav Chanina Breder Rishah are down here. Oh, there's Ravacha Baravika. Interesting, I didn't know that. Ravacha Baravika. So this is Rav Chanina Breder Ravika. Amalei, he said to him, could be, when we saw you, we said 2 blessings. He said, Baruch HaShechalach Mechachmasi L'Yireya. Blessed is he that has divided from his wisdom to those that fear him, which is what you say when you see a Talmud Chacham. B'Shechianu, and a friend, you say after 30 days you see a friend, you say Shechianu. Amar Lahu, he said to them, Ananami, I also, Kivin Dechaz Tincho, Chashav Tincho Lavaya Kashitin Rivan Bais Yisrael. I consider you like 600,000 Jewish people, the 2 of you. And I said 3 brachas. Anachtarti, those 2 that you said. The Baruch HaChamarazim, and the blessing that you say when you see a multitude. Amalei, you think you're so smart. They put their eyes on him and he died. wrong. He was giving them respect. So I think the comments say
Papa Huna?
no, Rav Chanina Breder Avika. I think what they were saying is you consider yourself such a giant that you're able to judge who else is a giant. I think that was the part of it. I'm Rabbi Shoban Levi. Harayasa ba'hakanim, ba'hakanim, ba'hakanim. Someone sees people that are spotted, a ba'hak spot. I would assume that I see sometimes people, they don't have pigmentation on their skin. Different parts of the skin turns white. I don't know what it is, but like it's like blotched.
Yeah,
blotches. What is? How do you pronounce it?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Yeah, patchy.
So I'm a Baruch Mashana Abrius. I don't know if that's what it is. It's something that's something similar to that. Blessed is he that changes the creations. Mashana, and makes changed creations, different creations. Meisvei. Where's the question? One sec. Rasa Kushi. Someone sees a black person. That's a gichar, or a red person. That's a lavkan, or a white person. That's a kipeach, or either very, very tall, Abraham Lincoln type, or very heavy. That's a nanas, or a dwarf. That's a darnicus, or someone that has warts all over him. What is it? When they get those warts. Yeah. I'm Baruch Mashana Sabrias. You say that bracha, which we just mentioned. That's it. That's what you were gonna say, right? Okay. That's a kiteya, an amputee. Missing a limb was amputated. That's a summa, a blind person. That's a PCO, someone that's flat-headed. Or there's other possibilities. Rashi has something with the hair. I'm not sure exactly. That's a chigur, someone that's lame. Someone that has boils. That's by haknim, or someone that has bayak. That means he doesn't have he's spotted. Amar baruch dayan emes. You don't say mishana brief. You say baruch dayan emes, like blessed is the true judge. Gemara says like kasha. It's not a question. The contradiction is How many it depends if it's from the womb or after it was born. See, if it's from the womb, then you say that's created different creatures. If it's after, if it happened later, then you say Baruch Dainamis. I'll prove it to you because it's in the same category as an amputee, which means that it happened later. Shema Mina. You see that that's a good parent. So it sees an elephant. It's a monkey. Kifa is a Rashi translation as a vulture. Rashi actually writes vulture. However,
why in the peel distinction? The cough we know why. Because when before on the Mabul, after the Mabul, when they went to build the Babylons, God changed the women into monkeys. But peel, how we change the peel when the peel have changed?
I don't know. I didn't learn it that it has to do with God changing it. I learned that we created strange. Like for us, it's considered strange. You see, we see it in the zoos.
Monkey, we know how it's been changed.
Yeah, but I didn't learn it that it means stuff get changed. Maybe you're right, but if you don't learn it like that, then you don't have that question. If you learn it that it means we made different types of creatures, like strange for us, so then an elephant clearly is in that category. I mean, you see it in the zoo, but I mean, all of a sudden you're walking down the street and there's a monkey and an elephant, So that deserves a blessing.
Monkey and elephant in the right.
Zoos.
Maybe there were zoos in
morning. How do these people come to see it?
Oh.
There were zoos at that time.
Well,
They use the elephant as an animal of war.
The kings had these interesting. People would bring over as tigers.
No, they use it as a weapon of war.
Yeah.
With the elephant in the closet, what do you do?
Oh.
Elephant in the room.
Oh.
Or who was it that went over the Alps? What was his name?
Hannibal.
Hannibal. Yeah, so the Hannibal came over to Persia also.
Who was it who died in the elephant stone?
That
Elazar.
he died in the
Elazar.
and
An
sat on it.
elephant fell on him.
You don't want the elephant to sit
Okay.
on
Fell on him.
So okay, these things you say Baruch Mashana Sabrius. Rabrius Tevish. See beautiful creatures. I guess it means people. I don't know. Ilanis Tevish. Nice trees. Aimer Baruch Shekachalei Be'elam. Blessed is he who has such in his world. Maybe the rainbow tree. Say about Alazikin and okay, let's see. On Zikin you say a bracha. What my Zikin? What are Zikin? I'm a small Kech for the Shabbat, the comet, star, shooting star.
Which one?
Sorry, the rainbow tree is a type of eucalyptus.
Oh, Hawaiian eucalyptus.
The bark feels.
I used to have one. Sandy Cheney, a giant one. Ninth Avenue 173.
Yeah.
Giant one.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So Vamar Shmuel says Nihirli Shvila Deshmaya. It's clear to me the pathways of the heaven, Shvili Nardai, like the pathways of Nardai. I say the same thing. It's clear to me the pathways of heaven as the pathways of Nardai. I don't know either of them. Okay, so Shmuel actually lived in Nardai, so that's why this is his. Levar Mikaych for the Shabbat. Besides for the shooting star, he says that comes out of nowhere. The Layadana Mainiu, I don't know what it is. The Kumiri, and its tradition is the Layavar Kasla. It doesn't pass over Orion. The Yavar Kasla, who would pass over Orion, the group of stars, Charav Alma, the world would be destroyed. But Kachazin and Davar, what are you saying? We see that it passes over. It says no. Zivi Hudavar. It's light that passes over. Mischazi Kudavar, and it looks like it's passing over, but it itself is not passing over Orion. This is all physics here and all types of great stuff. The light is moving and it's not moving and whatever. Okay. Ravuna Brady Rabbi Shua Amar Dilan Hu de Mekareya. Ravuna Brady Rabbi Shua says that is he translating Zikin, or is he explaining what's happening? Oh, he's explaining how it passes over Kasla, how it passes over Orion.
How does it look like?
So he says Vilon. You see, there's different. There's another Gemara that says there's different heavens, 7 heavens. Each one has its own name. One of them is called Vilon. Vilon means a curtain, but he says Vilon, that heaven is opening up. The Megalgal, I think you're supposed to take out that word. Vilon is opening up, and you're able to see the light coming from the heaven that's behind it. Ravashi says, really, it's a star that's being uprooted from this side of Orion. It sees its friend at the other side, and it gets startled, and it looks like it's moving. Okay, just because it shakes. So Shmuel has a question, contradiction. He makes Ursa Major, Orion, and Pleiades. Is that how it's pronounced? Uksiv, and it's also written Isa Kimo Ksil, that he makes Pleiades and Orion. Does it in the opposite order? Which one is first? Okay, so how is this? If not for the heat of Orion, the world wouldn't be able to exist because of the cold that comes from Pleiades. Not for the cold of Pleiades, the world can't exist because of the heat of Orion. The Gemiri, and it's been taught in tradition, if not for the I don't know if Uksa means this thing here. Uksa means the tail. Ukitz is the tail. The tail of Scorpio. The Manach Benar Dinar that's put into the river Dinar. Kalman the Habitrika. Anyone that would be Habitrika Leakava, that would be stung by a scorpion, Leavichai wouldn't be able to survive. Find the Kamer le Rahman Aliyev. This is what Hashem told Eve, is kasher me'adonis kima, to tie the knots of Pleiades, and Moshchas Tzil Tifatach, or the bands of Orion to loosen. Okay, my kima, what is Pleiades? Amar Shmuel Kameya Kachli, it's like 100 stars. Amrila de Mekanfiv, Amrila de Mevadin. Some say the 100 stars are concentrated, and some say that they're spread out. My Yosh, what is Ursa Major? Amar Rav Yehuda, Yuta, Yota. My Yota, Amalei, Zon of Tleh. That's the tail of Aries. Ramila Resha de Egla, or it's the head of Taurus. Mastabra Command Amar, Zon of Tleh. This is easy. And it makes sense. I'm sorry, I wish I had more to explain. I don't have anything to explain. I'm just translating. And it makes sense, like the one that says Zon of Tleh, that it's the tail of Aries. Ksiv va'ayesh al bnei Menachem, that Ayesh we translate as Ursa Major, on its sons it guides. Alma chasra means it must be missing. Umeschazia, and it looks like a tarif, the tarif, like a.
I think it's over here. Explain the way the moon, the stars look like on the Shemayim.
Right. Guitar for the tarif, like a missing leaf, I think. Something's missing. I does the basrei, and this that it's following it. The Amrlei Havali Banai. Give me my sons. Because when the time that Hashem wanted to bring the flood, he took 2 stars out of Pleiades, and that's how he brought the flood. When he wanted to close up the flood, he took 2 stars from Ursa Major, the Sussman, he closed it up. Why doesn't he just return it? Says, you can't fill up a pit from the dirt that you took out of it. You have to take them somewhere else. Inami, or else Enka taken us as Senegar. The prosecutor cannot be the defendant. So why don't you create another 2 stars? There's nothing new. It doesn't make new stars. Rav Nachman, Rav Nachman says that in the future Hashem will return them. Shenemar, va'ayesh al bnei Menachem, not to guide, but will console. Wow. New translation there. Okay. Is there any comment in the art scroll? I didn't get a chance to look at it. Did they say anything about, like, what's this? No, they're not doing any more.
How do you know, like, that Orion is Orion when it's
I looked at the Steinsaltz and I translated it just according to Steinsaltz. I started to look around like I'm gonna go crazy again. So let me just follow one thing and just leave it at that. So that's what I left. Did I translate it different than the art scroll? Or does the art scroll say the same? The same Orion and Ursa Major.
You're on the money.
Okay. Zavais. What are Zavais? My Zavais. What are Zavais? Amar Rav Katina. Rav Katina says Guha. It's an earthquake. Rav Katina Avikazel Be'orcha. Rav Katina is on the road. Kimata Pescha de Bei Uva Tamya. He came to a Baal Oiv. Baal Oiv is necromancy. Some sort of witchcraft with dead bones and
Under the arm?
yeah, I think so. Is that one of them? They put it under the arm or the mouth. I'm not sure. Anyway, at that moment, Ganach Gua, there was an earthquake. Amar Miyadu Batamya Haigua Mao. He's walking by the house of this fellow, this Baal Oiv. So he says, does the necromancer know what this earthquake is from? Ramalei Kala, so a voice comes out from inside the house. Katina, my Layadana, why don't you know? His name is Katina. When Hashem remembers his sons, Shashri Bitzar, that they're in suffering, Binu Masalam amongst the nations. Two teardrops fall into the great sea. And the sound is heard from the end of the world. From one end of the world to the other. And that's the earthquake. Sounds more like a tsunami, but that's what's going on there. Rav Katina said, "Uvatamya kedav who umile kedivin." He says the necromancer is a liar, and his words are false. If that's the case, it should have been two earthquakes because of the two teardrops. The Gemara says, but actually he wasn't lying. There actually was two earthquakes. So why didn't Rav Katina say, wow, you know your stuff? So that people shouldn't follow him and go say, oh, did you hear? Rav Katina said that he is a good guy. And he didn't want to give him any credit. He didn't want to put a hashgacha on his store. Okay. Rav Katina Didei Amar, Rav Katina Didei himself, Seifet Kappa. He was clapping his hands. Hashem was clapping his hands. Shenemar, Begamani Akakapi Al Kapi Bani Chesi Chamasi. I clapped one hand against the other. My anger was settled. Rav Nasan Amar Anacha Mesanach. He gave a sigh. Shenemar Bani Chesi Chamasi Bam Bini Chamti. Also, my anger was assuaged, was settled, and I was consoled. Rabbanan Amri, Rabbanan say, Vuet Barakia. He kicked the firmament. Shenemar Hidad Kedarchim Yana. This is comparing to pressing grapes, I think. He calls out like someone that's kedarchim, like treading on grapes. I'll call Yeshverts to all of the people of the earth. He's pushing his feet under the heavenly throne. So says Hashem, the heavens is my throne and the earth is my footstool. So he was pushing his feet under the throne at the footstool, and that's what shook the earth. And regarding thunder, my Ramim, what is thunder? Here it's what does it come from? Amar Shmuel, Anani Begalgala. It's clouds that are in
Collision.
Is that what it says? Collision? Clouds that are in collision. Okay.
World's in collision.
Doesn't it? Clouds that roll in and rub against one another.
That roll.
We've seen the thunder.
Shenemar Kol Ramcha Begalgal. The voice of your thunder in the Galgal, the Iru Braken Tevel, you shine your lightning to the inhabitants. Rugs of Atir trembled and shook the earth. Rabbanan Amri, Rabbanan say Anani the Shafi Mayala Dadi. It's the clouds that are pouring water from one to another. Shinema, as it says, Lakol Titai Hamain Mayim Bashamay. To the voice of his giving. An abundant water in the heavens. Really, what is the lightning come from? It's the
instability of the air mass between cold and warm.
Ooh. But what does the lightning come from that causes the thunder? When the clouds? Is it this electrical?
No.
Take it away.
Lightning is the electrical charge. The thunder is from
And what makes the
air
difference in
separating
electrical
it
charge? What makes the difference in an electrical charge that we should have this? Oh, he doesn't want after the share.
Because we see the world is what we see coming. What's really going on is much more complicated. And we're trying to reveal to you as much more complicated as is going on. Electricity, electromagnetic spectrum is beyond all perception. So, and they're trying to explain it, how it's going to move around. They said it in English, please. Because that's what understanding.
Very good. Okay, Shikaya.
Wow.
What he's saying is that the electromagnetism itself is not able to be understood. So we just talk about it like we understand it because we gave a name to it. But what the Gemara is doing is it's telling us how much deeper it is. And even though you can talk about electromagnetism like we know what we're talking about, that's just words that we apply to things that we don't know. Right? Is that just Ravacha Bar Yaakov Amar? No? Ravacha Bar Yaakov says, Barka Takifa, it's a strong lightning, the Barak Ba'anana, that shines into clouds, Mitbar Gazizi the bars, and it breaks hailstones. Okay. Ravashi Amar Anane Chalchuli Mechalchali. The clouds are hollow. Va'asi Zika, and a wind comes, and Menachem Apumayo, and it blows on the front of it. The Dami Kazika Alpumdani, and it sounds like you're blowing on the opening of a bottle. You know, you blow on the opening of a bottle, you make the sound. You know that sound. So that's on the clouds, the sound from the hollow clouds. Mistabra Ravacha Bar Yaakov Baruch Barka. Ravacha Bar Yaakov is probably correct. It makes sense because there's lightning. And then you hear the clouds, and then the rain comes. Okay. About winds, my ruchas. What type of winds? Amar Rabbi Zafa. Zafa is like, in Old French, it's sufterbail, but it's gale force winds. Amar Rabbi Gemiri. Rabbi says it's been taught. The Zafa b'leil lehav. You don't have these winds at night. 1 second. Vakachazina dahavi. Do we have them? That's a hu das chuli b'yamama. It starts by day and it continued by night, but it doesn't come at night. It comes by day. Amar Rabbi Gemir the Zafa tarti shalaka. You don't have them for 2 hours. To fulfill the verse that oppression doesn't happen twice, the suffering doesn't happen twice. But you see that it lasts for 2 hours. The mafsik beini beini, it stops in the middle, during the eye. Okay, Allah Brakim, and Brakim is lightning. Amar, he says, his strength and power fills the world. My Brakim, what is lightning? Amarava Barka, it's a bright light. Amarava Barka Yechida. Rava says that one flash, a Barka Chivra, and a white flash, a Barka Yerkusa. Is that translated as a green flash? Vanani the Salkan Bekar Marava Svasimikan Dremer. Are clouds that go up from the west and they come to the south. Vitarti Anani the Salkan, and 2 clouds that go Chadalapi Chaberta, opposite each other. Kulakash, and all of them are bad, or a sign of bad. Mainaftamina, what's the difference? Why do you have to know this? And whatever happens, happens. That you should know that you should daven. That's important. The whole reason why we should know the news is just to know what to daven for. Otherwise, what are you going to do? It's nothing to do. Okay.
When we have a daf on Mincha, all the fields are the same, or less. So it's the Kavanah you're saying?
Yeah. And also, so the reason is because you should daven specific. It's good to know specifically what you're davening, not just in general. Everything should be good. Yeah. Bahani mili Delilah. This is all of these happens at night. But in the morning, there's no problem. These clouds don't have any issue. Amar Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak, Hani Anani Ditzaf. I'm sorry, I have Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak. What do you have? Shmuel. Did I say Rabbi Shmuel? Sorry. Amar Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak. I think he's Rabbi Bar Yitzchak's brother. Hani Anani Ditzaf Lesbo Mashasha. These clouds in the morning, they don't have any significant strength. There's no substance to them. Ksiv B'chastachem, your kindness, Ka'anan Baker, is like a cloud of the morning. It means that it's not a dangerous. It's not a. It doesn't mean it's not. If it's dangerous, it doesn't even give enough rain. Amalei Rav Papa La Abaya. Papa says to Abaya, Amri Inshi. People say, Kadmiftach B'Bei Mitra, Babi Mitra, when they open their door to the house, I guess, and it's rain. Bar Chamra, the camel drivers. Moich sakich v'gani. Fold up your sack and go back to sleep, which means that it's going to rain all day. If you see it rainy in the morning. Looking for Shmuel Bar Yitzchak. Yeah, Naftali. You're looking for Menachem Bar Yitzchak. Is under Rabbi, near Papa.
He was on pretty comfortable terms with his teacher, Rabbi, wasn't he?
In Rabbi Yosef.
The way the Papa talks to Rabbi.
Oh, I'm not Papa Rabbi. Apparently, sometimes we have. Yeah, I think our Papa was closer to Rabbi though. But sometimes we. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that up in
Yeah.
it's very area?
Right, and over there's like cave. Papa's cave is like 10 steps away, but it's a cave that's blocked off. He told us there was a reason why that one was blocked off somewhere.
And many times the Gemara says, Amar of Papa, Amar Rava B'Tamer of Papa. Rava says, and we're not sure, it could be Rav Papa said it. I think that was very close, and we don't know the statements, we don't know. Okay, so the Gemara says, like Kash, it's not a problem. Depends on how thick the clouds are. If they're very thick clouds, then yes, it's going to rain all day. But if it's just like small clouds, then it's not a problem. I don't remember the names. Cumulus stratus. I'm Rav Alexandria. I'm Rabbi Shubin Eily. What was thunder created for? To straighten out crooked hearts. Hashem made it so that you should fear him. I'm Rav Alexandria. I'm Rabbi Shubin Levi. Another statement from Rabbi Alexandria in the name of Rabbi Shubin Levi. Reyes Akeshes. So one sees a rainbow in the clouds. Should fall on his face. Like the sight of a rainbow in the cloud. That's in Yechezkel. The era of Apple Alpanai, and I saw and I fell on my face. Talking about the vision of Hashem. The Layat Marava. This is interesting. However, in Marava they cursed someone that did that. It looks like he's bowing to a rainbow, which is scary. I mean, there's all types of things to worship, and that could be one of them. So you don't want to bow down to a rainbow. But you definitely say a blessing. What blessing do you say? Blessed to see who remembers the covenant. The Masnisatan and the Bais was taught. Rabbi Shmuel B'nai Neman B'Brisay, who's trustworthy in his covenant. The Kaim B'Mamara and keeps his word. Rabbi explains that the covenant of the rainbow was that because there was a decree that the spiritual doesn't affect the physical, and the physical doesn't. There was a gzeira, the Alyanim Layard of Mata. The Rabbi explains that happened in a progression. The breaking of the gzeira that happened on Mount Torah. The first step of that was by Noach, because how does the rainbow come? Through thin clouds, thin mist. Light can shine through. But by the time of Noach, there was no such thing as thin mist. Everything was thick. And so he made the covenant. That means he started to refine the world, that we should be able to have a rainbow. Otherwise you'll ask, it's a natural phenomenon. How is that a covenant? No, it's the beginning of the refinement process of the world. Things started to become thinner. Everything then was grub. Okay, Amar of Papa. Papa says, Hilkach Nemrino Latavaya, so we have to combine them together. What are we going to say? Baruch Zeicher Abris. That was the blessing from that was the stomach of the Talmud. And then Beneman Berbisa V'Kaim Amari, and which is the blessing that we say. Is there a vav there? The Gra takes it out. Zeicher Abris. We say Zeicher Abris Neman or V'Neman? I don't remember. Okay. Allah Harim Valagvais on the mountains, on the hills. Atu Kalhani Daman and Hashtalav Maisa Bracious. It says that you say Maisa Bracious. The rest of the things that we spoke about are not Maisa Bracious, not the act of creation. All of Aksiv, it says in the passage, Brakan Lamatarasa. He makes lightning for the rain. Amar Abaya Karach Batani. You have to combine it together. Yes, You say Yosem Mais Bereshis on those also, besides for whatever else you say. Rabbi Amar Hasam Mavarach Tarti. Over there, you say two things. Baruch Shekachem Malayalam, Bais Mais Bereshis. And Yosem Mais Bereshis. But here, Hacha Yosem Mais Bereshis, Ika Shekachem Malayalam Leka. You don't say God's power when you sing the hills. Over there, there's two. Over here, there's only one. Amr Shimon Levi Araya Rekia B'Tarasa. If you see the firmament pure, Amar Baruch Yosem Bereshis. Masai, when do you say this? Amar Ula Rabbi is too precise. It was raining the whole night. And in the morning the north wind came. And it reveals the inner heaven. Pligi the Rafim Bar Papa, and this is arguing on Rafim Bar Papa, Rafim Bar Papa, from the day the Bais was we were never able to see the firmament pure. Shnemar al b'shmayim kederis dresses the heavens in black. The sakos and kesusam. You put sackcloth as their clothing. Taught in the Brisa. If someone sees the sun in its tkufa, in its season, which means that it's exactly in the position that it was at creation, which means on a Wednesday night, which was on a Tuesday night, Wednesday, which is when it was created on Wednesday. So Tuesday night, it's in the same constellation that it was at the beginning of creation. It's a whole 28-year cycle. He sees the moon in its strength, and the stars in their orbit, I guess. What is it? Pathways. And the constellations in order. Is that all one thing? I'm not sure. He says the bracha of Yosem Bereshis. When does this take place? Amar Rabbi says Kol Ches Shanim, every 28 years. And it goes back to its cycle. V'naflet Kupas Nisan, in the vernal equinox comes B'Shabsoi at Saturn. But Urta D'Chlas Nagi Arba, the night of Tuesday, which is the beginning of Wednesday.
I remember we did this.
We did this, yeah.
Isn't that because of Chama?
Yeah, this is Brachos Daf. The whole calculation over here in this Rashi.
It doesn't say
all the
anywhere
different
here about
planets and all of that. Yeah. And basically what's happening is that there's the different planets, the different constellations, which is, what is that?
Well, we're singing the song from here.
What is it?
The moon is in the seventh. Jupiter
No.
aligned with Mars.
No.
Let's keep it. No.
This is the morning of the angel.
Okay.
Yeah, but you cannot give him that kind of, sing a song.
It was in my mind.
Rabbi Yehuda Imaharaya Yam, Jesus says someone sees the sea, but it says also Leprakim, who says Hayam Gadol. Leprakim, only infrequently. Adkama, how often is infrequently? Amar Rami Bar Abba, Amar Rav Yitzchak Katzleishinian. You have to, if you see it not within 30 days, after 30 days. Amar Rami Bar Abba, Amar Yitzchak Korea Pras, Agisha de Bavel. If someone sees the Euphrates River on the bridge of Bavel, Amar Baruch Yosem Bereshis. It says who creates, blessed is he who created the beginning, the act of creation. But now that the persons have changed the course of the river, you can only say it from Beis Shvar upward. Hey, they were changing things. I read in a sefer that the Suez Canal was there naturally before it got closed off, and then they only redug what was there naturally. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. But then I also read somewhere else that that was closed off also, and there was really no Yam Gadol. And all the water that comes in is from the other side. So anyway, things can change, even though we think like the topography or whatever has to be the same. It's not necessarily like that. I mean, the rivers change their courses, climate change, floods. Is that it? Is it climate change? Okay, so here they changed it. So you can't say Yosem Bereshis if the Persians themselves changed it. one of the Chinese emperors wanted to change wanted the river to flow down the whole thing, so he had his men move the mountain by putting fire on the mountain and then splashing it with ice water, and it would crack it. And millions of men, and probably many years, they moved the mountain so the river could go.
Yeah, I read that.
So
Today we just blast off mountain to get to the cold.
right.
Or to get the railroad to go out.
Just knock the whole thing off.
Rabbi Yosef, in those days they didn't need, they had slaves. Rabbi Yosef Amar, Me'ihi Dekiro Le'al. Rabbi Yosef says, no, you have to say the blessing from earlier on, because that's its natural path. Amar Rabbi Barama, Haraya Diglas. Diglas is the tigress. Agishra de Shavistra, on the bridge of Shavistra. I'm a Brachos Daf. My chidekel. Why is the tigress called chidekel? He calls it Diglas, right? Why is it called chidekel? Ravashi Shemem of Chadin Mekalin. Its waters are, Chadin is sharp and light. It was swift. It looks like it was flowing. My pras. What does it mean, pras? Shemem of Parim V'Ravin. Its waters increase. I think what I read was that the pras was a river that was used more often, and the chidekel was lower down and harder to make use of. It wasn't. So when the Gemara in Baba Kama says that if you have dangerous items or something, nails or something, fingernails, like what to do with them, it said to put them in the chidekel because people didn't go there. They had less use of them. Okay, Ba'amar Rava, Haidach Rifa B'nei Mechuza. Oh, this is not going to fit with that. This that B'nei Mechuza are sharp. Mishum Deshasu. Rava was the Rava Mechuza. Mishum Deshasu Maya de Diglas. That's because they drank Diglas water, the tiger's water. By the Gechiri, and this that they're red. Mishum Demisham should be a mama because they have relations during the day. By the Naidi Enayu, and this that their eyes are fleeting. The eyes. Go from side to side, I guess. Mishum the Dair of Bais, that's because they live in dark houses. And on rain, he says, that's what he says. When do you say a bracha on the rain? When the groom goes to greet the bride, which is when the puddles fill up and the puddles start splashing. The puddles of the groom. And when that starts splashing up, they're going to greet the bride, which is the rain that's coming down. So that's when you say, "My mevarchen." What do you say? Thank you for every drop that you bring down to us. Rabbi Yochanan Messiah Hachi. And Rabbi Yochanan concludes the blessing with, if a mouse would be filled with song like the sea, etc. You say the whole nishmas. We would not have enough to be able to thank you, Hashem Elokeinu, until we bow. Baruch Ata Hashem, blessed is Hashem, who has much much reason to thank you. Much reason to thank, not all. He doesn't get all the thanks. Amarava Ema Hakelaidas, the God of thanks, of the deserving of thanks. Amra Papa, Hilkach Namino Letabayo. Therefore, you have to say both. The only problem is velakasha. You didn't resolve the problem before you started off saying that you say atayva meitiv. Now you say this other thing about meidim anachtalach, like kasha. Hadashama mishma the chaza. Depends if he heard it. On good news, you say atayva meitiv. When you hear good news that it's rained, then you say atayva meitiv. But if you see it, then you say the thank you. The Chazam Mechsi. The Shama Mishma, Hainu B'Sir Seibus. 1 second. That's regular good news. You said already in the Mishnah that good news. You say the Bracha V'Teiva Meitiv. V'Tanana B'Sir Seibus and Bracha Teiva Meitiv. And what's the difference? What type of good news it is? You already said that you say that Bracha. L'Idi V'Idi D'Mechsa Chazi. Both of them is when you're seeing. Like Kasha, Dasa Purta, Dasa Tuva. It depends how much is coming. A little bit or a lot. If it's a little bit, then you only say Maidim. If it's a lot, then you say Ateva Meitiv. Iba you say Mahava Dasa Tuba. Both of them is when it's a lot. Like Kasha, this Liara, the less Liara. It depends. Does he have land that he's appreciating the rain? You see, it starts raining. you have flowers at home or plants at home, so then you say, oh, good, it's raining. And if you don't, you're like, oh, it's raining. So if he has the plants, he has land, so then he says, Atei v'ameitiv. Islay ara Atei v'ameitiv mevarech. Is that how it is? If he has land, he says, Atei v'ameitiv. But Tanan, we have a Mishnah that says, or Tanya, the Bais that says, want to buy a chadash, if someone builds a new house, kind of kill him chadash, and he gets new clothing. Blessed is Hashem that made me exist until this time. If it belongs to him and others, is that what it means? Then he says, the benefit has to be for two people. The Gemara says, like Kasha, it's not a problem. How this really should be, unless they should be. Depends, does he have a partner in the land? If he has a partner in the land, then he says, but Tanya, we have a Braitza, it says, Kitzrei Shel Davar. What is this? Kitzrei Shel Davar, the rule. That means the shortened version of this. Al Shalai, if it says, if it's his and his friends, then he says he does good and is good. He doesn't have a partner. He doesn't say Ateva Meitiv. Tanya, we have a brisa. They told him he's waiting outside the room when his wife is giving birth. They say your wife gave birth to a male. Okay, he doesn't have a partner in that. The Gemara answers, what do you mean? He asks his wife. She also wants a male child. This is a chiddush. I think she would want the girl. Tashema, Mesav, if a father dies, and he's the inheritor. But first he says, blessed is the true judge. He says, blessed is he that does good because he got the inheritance. He says, that's because he has brothers that are inheriting also. So, it's good for two people. So that's what he says. Tashema, Shina Yainin Tzarech Levarech, Shina Makim Tzarech Levarech. Another wine comes, you don't have to say another bracha, but if you change your place, you have to say another bracha. Rabbi Yosef Barab, Rabbi Yechman. Even though if another wine comes, you don't have to say it. Very pure. But you have to say Ateva Meitiv. You have to say the wine is better, right? That's only because there's others that are drinking with him. Others that are drinking with him, you say Ateva Meitiv. Okay.
We left.
Wish me